welcome to the news. Today on the headlines, Queen is dead. Ding dong, Queen is dead. Co-working's back in Melbourne. We're going through the AFL tips. And I guess what? There's a headline that just blew me away.
What?
Impact of weather patterns on online shopping. I found that so odd. Anyway, want to get into it?
Let's get into it.
How was your week, mate?
Week so far has been a bit weird, to be honest, mate. I've been pretty crook on I think it was Sunday night. Sunday other, I was just watching.
You faked a sickie yesterday.
Faked a sickie. Mate, I wish I faked a sickie. I'm normally one that loves to fake a sickie, you know, especially early doors.
Are you looking for some sympathy? Is that what this is about?
No, as you can probably tell from my voice, I've spent a lot of time throwing up recently. Everything from my stomach's just come out, and I think a bit of food poisoning or something, because I thought I was going to die Sunday night. Tails had to come in. We almost called the ambulance. I threw up on myself.
Nude.
Shit my pants. Everything.
It's all happening.
It's all happening. I threw up about 10 times in one night. If I had a little sip of water, I'd be done. And you know what we're like, you know, the man flu and stuff. If I've got a little bit of that, I've got a low tolerance for pain. So it's been a pretty unique 24 hours for me, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better now, though?
I feel 100%.
And am I going to catch anything?
No, look, I know you're concerned. I know you sent a few texties last night. And
I was more just like, I don't want to catch it and then get Matilda sick.
Oh, look, I know. It's not like that
just
at all.
about me, but I don't want to get sick either.
Yeah, please, mate, please. It's all about you, let's be honest.
It is all about
How's your week been? It's been your birthday, huh? 31. Happy birthday,
Thanks,
everyone.
Mate.
Just give him a clap.
It's my birthday.
Do you feel older?
Yeah, a little bit. It didn't really feel as much like my birthday because I had my brother-in-law's bucks on the Saturday, and I spent a little bit of time.
Jesse Mack, give him a shout out.
Jesse
You just
Mack,
don't even say his name. Fuck him.
I didn't.
It's good.
Anyway, yeah, it's his
He listens to the pod, mate.
Yeah.
You know?
And
it's his birthday. I mean, he's getting.
No, it's my birthday.
Yeah.
His bucks. And the first little bit, I spent the birthday with Em and Matilda, and I was on the road by like 10 o'clock, and then I was out, and I didn't like. I was like, fuck. This is a weird way to spend the. I had a grouse time. It's
about someone else, and you're just like, I'm getting messages flat stick.
I just want to be about me.
Yeah, a little bit. I get one day.
Me?
I want one day a year, and you get asked to go on a bucks.
Well, this is a bit like when you had, you know, how you planned your 30th, and then they got canned. Then you try to plan your 31st, and something else happened.
Yeah,
I spent the last two birthdays have been lockdowns, and then this one was like my first birthday where we're going to take Matilda to the zoo.
Yeah, and
then we'll probably just do it again later.
Are you sad? Are you a little bit sad?
No, I just...
How do you say no to your brother-in-law's bucks?
Poor me.
Do you say, hey, Jess, do you just say, mate, it is my birthday. Normally I take the day off on a weekday just to absorb the messages and just make it all about me, but I might have to duck off early.
You know what's crazy? Because Jess and I, we went, and Em, we all went to the same primary school. Em's mum was, for those who don't know her, her mum was my grade 5 primary school teacher.
And you were a teacher's pet too, right?
And his friendship group have been so close forever. So it was like all these people have been friends for like, he's 30 as well. They've been friends for 25 years, you know, met at primary school and they've stayed close. And it's cool to see a friendship group that have just, like, that's their life, bro. They love it.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, you know, a bit shit on your birthday. Were you hiding in the toilet checking the messages?
Nah, to be honest, because I was too worried
at least you had a good time. You got a bit loose there. You went to the provincial. You like that, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to. Well, I was in a day. I was mourning. The death of the Queen.
Oh, yeah, were you?
Yeah.
It was the sad times, yeah.
Do you care?
Nah, people are going to hate, like I've seen, like people in my family love the Queen and the royal family and shit like that. It's not my cup of tea. I literally don't care. But
no, not at all.
It's going to sound a bit disrespectful to people, but I couldn't give a toss about the Queen.
It's pretty crazy. Like one of the things we're obviously covering, it's the biggest headline in the world at the moment. They've got
everything.
They've got 24/7 coverage. Everyone's flying over. Yeah. Australian Parliament stops for 2 weeks. That's the first thing. And I was like, we are minions. You know what I mean? Like I never felt like I know we already were, but the Queen was so fucking old.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that she was like the boss. I thought she was just there in in spirit.
Oh,
it was
like,
a nice
just
thing.
hang on, clap.
Yeah, but it's like, nah, she's dead and Anthony Albanese's got to go over to there and we're not, the Parliament stops for 2 weeks and we're getting a fucking public holiday and it's like, what?
I found at the footy Friday night, they had the minute silence and they had the God Save the Queen or whatever it is before the...
Indigenous round, bro.
No, that was VFL, but this was, they played the Welcome to Country or whatever and then they went to... It was like there was a minute silence for the Queen and some bloke yelled out, "We love you, Lizzie, but your son's a pedo." When everyone
crazy,
and there's a few people yelling out MILF and that. But I just think maybe back in the day, I think like before the internet and shit, that is like the original Kim Kardashians, isn't it?
Yeah.
So people like my grandparents and stuff, they're all keen on all that sort of stuff. But I think our generation coming through,
we just don't have the same ties.
And Meghan Markle, I like Suits, you know what I mean? But she sounds like a bit of a bitch.
We wouldn't have been here. Well, the Australia wouldn't be the Australia it is today without Britain.
Without them on the coins.
Without them on the coins. But for us, and I guess our generation, we don't have the same ties.
Yeah, no.
We don't have the same interests.
Well, that's what I mean. So wait, I'm like, I've never been to fucking England, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know, like I really don't care.
One of the things I found strange was just like the Governor General of Australia, they do this big declaration, the same as the state of Victoria, where they announce them King Charles, head of the state, and they do the ceremony where they announce him King of Australia. And I'm like, you just like, I know, like you see Prime Minister, you see Scott ScoMo and Anthony Albanese and all this sort of stuff, but you never really think like, hey, we had the Queen, you know, it was the Queen.
Yeah.
Hey, he's the King of Australia. The Governor General, they do this big fucking ceremony. We have a king in Australia.
Is he going to be on the coins now?
Yeah, they're going to change the coins. Yeah,
King Charles.
He doesn't have he's the oldest ever monarch to take the throne, 73.
First job at 73.
It's just like
I'd be annoyed when you've done your whole life. You're like, I'm going to get away with this. I don't want to have to work a day in my life. And
he's been a pretty hard. He's done a lot of charitable stuff. He seems like
shake hands and shit.
In a nice way. He does.
Well, they'd be covering up all the shit, wouldn't they? They'd be covering up they should be on the forefront of everything, bro. They're the royal family.
Isn't it weird?
They should be held to a different expectation than you've got way more. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Do you find it weird that the king's brother's a pedo?
I don't find it weird. I find it like fucking, of course. Yeah. I just think power and with those, like, I don't know, you know, like.
I saw something funny. It was
he's looking after the dogs.
He's looking after the dogs.
The corgis. Don't touch the corgis. Did
you see the video that was going when doing the rounds on Twitter?
No, what?
About him consoling his daughter and he rubbed her ass.
Nah, dude.
It was crazy. But it was just an accident.
Does he have kids and shit?
He's got kids, yeah.
And the wife's still with him?
They're back. I think they're back together for to make sure that.
So do you reckon she knew about all this stuff that he was doing?
I think you can't not know that you.
Did he get shunned from the family though? I thought
but not like the Queen looked after him. The Queen protected him, but now they're saying his protection could be gone.
Yeah, we'll just think back in the day. Do you reckon there's other ones like him, Prince Andrew?
Yeah, for sure.
Please, bro. There's probably a plethora of royal family that are
loving the language use, loving the language. I tell you what, I did see a funny little tweet.
Yeah, what?
It was like usually if you turn 100, you get a letter from the Queen. Now they're saying because the Queen's gone, they're going to introduce a new tradition. When you turn 14, you get a letter from Prince Andrew. You like that?
It's a picture message.
It's just a little cockshot, huh?
No, you didn't. You said you saw this on Twitter, but this is actually your.
No, it's not.
So you before we click record, you're like, I got this tweet. I think it's going to be awesome. I thought it was original from you.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't have that.
See, okay. I thought you just come up with some gold. I was like,
that's pretty funny.
You've been thinking on this in the shower.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's weird times now. We've got the king now. Is he going to come down and?
Yeah, he's organising things. But the biggest thing here is I think that for Australia, right, and where I sit is the world's going to shit. There's plenty of stuff going on absolutely everywhere. The fact that our parliament we don't have control of our own things. I think that we're too far removed. We're our own country now. It's time to stand on our own 2 feet. I'm for the Republic movement and break. Still being part. What that means is we're not part of the Commonwealth. We're still part of the Commonwealth. We're just
don't take 2 weeks off when someone from another country dies. But that's the
Adam Bant, leader of the Greens. He did the rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. Our thoughts are with her family and all who loved her. Now Australia must move forward. We need treaty with First Nations people, and we need to become a republic. And it was just more like he did that on the day.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "Oh, we need a time for mourning," and it was crazy to see.
She was 96, bro. She had a grouse life.
She
had the best life out of anyone I know.
There's a few things that were trending on Twitter. Irish Twitter, Black Twitter, and all these people going, "Hey, all the white people are sad for Queen Elizabeth, but all the First Nations, all the things, anyone that they've just used and abused or created wealth off just pillaging places, they're like, fuck you." Did you see there was one of the soccer games going on in Ireland and they were chanting, "Lizzie's in a box, Lizzie's in a box." The whole fucking crowd, bro, 45,000.
Really?
That's nuts.
It is pretty nuts, isn't it? Because it affects everyone, doesn't it? It affects so many different countries and people. It's just, I don't know. I might watch The Crown on Netflix tonight and just get a deeper understanding into the royal family. But what do you think of Meghan Markle before we move on? Do you like her?
I think she's...
Do you like Harry?
I like Harry, yeah. I think William's all right.
They're all right. But do you reckon they've done some shady shit?
I think if they wanted to keep it, they should have just skipped Charles straight to Will.
Yeah, why didn't they do that? They have to kill him, wouldn't they?
Because Charles wants the crown, bro.
Yeah, true, but he's 73, mate. He's only
I was reading some articles back from like some reporting when I was trying to figure out a little bit more about him, and back then I found some stuff around how the Queen thought it was grotesque about how many servants that he brought around with him. He has people that lay out his clothes, people that when he changes his clothes.
Charles.
Yeah. I was listening to one of their butlers and they're saying that he doesn't know how to do anything for himself. And then that video come out of him getting the servant to shoo the thing away while he's signing the declaration. It's like,
who was the old dude in the car that was in all the memes when they're like, when your indoor plants watch the rain outside or something? Who's that guy? He was an old guy in the, I think he's dead now.
It was the Queen's husband.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So they're both, how long? Well, she didn't last long after him, did she?
Sad. It's like,
why wasn't he the king?
Huh?
Why wasn't he the king?
Because he wasn't the rightful...
he married into.
Yeah.
That's not a bad life, is it?
Not a bad life, yeah.
And he was 100.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I reckon...
And he had ties to the Nazis.
Yeah, but you can't tell me you're living that long. They would have been... You know how we're just like, oh, it'd be nice to have a chef to give you all the right whatever. They would have that for their whole lives.
That's why they did the child sacrifice. Don't they drink all the blood?
Yeah, I think so.
That's how they stay
Maybe
so
that's
young.
what we need to do, I reckon.
If we want to get to that age, I think we've got to have enough influence where we can Epstein it up. And Prince Andrew's there with Epstein. I'm just putting two and two together. They're obviously drinking kids' blood.
Yeah, it has to be.
Has to be. All right, well, the last one is public holiday.
Yeah.
22nd September, we get a day of mourning. What are you going to do? You're going to put your...
Well, for business owners, for people who are doing it by themselves, it's a shit day. Because it's an extra day of things that you can't get done.
Put your brooches out for
Queen
Lizzie on the doorstep?
I'll be mourning, deep in mourning. No, look, to be honest, if she affects you in that way and that's the way you feel, that's cool. Like, everyone does their own thing, but the Queen's not my thing. I feel sorry for the First Nations people with all the stuff that's going on, but... Like Adam, what's his name? Adam Brandt, whatever.
Adam Brandt.
I like that shit.
There's a few things going on.
But why don't you just change the Australia date then? If you can just make a holiday like that, why don't you just change it to the next day?
I don't know. I don't know why they don't do anything.
How dumb is that?
Because they want to be in control, bro.
It's fucking weird. But they're not even in control.
They are in control.
That we found. No, over there are in control, aren't they? In England.
Yeah, but that's who wants Australia Day, bro.
Yeah, true. That's fucking weird, isn't it?
We made Australia on this day.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
All right, next one from our friend Kathy Anderson, editor at LinkedIn News. Is co-working making a comeback? As many city offices sit near empty, the proportion of city real estate devoted to co-working spaces is on the rise. Amid a pandemic-induced trend for remote work and low occupancy in city offices, new data reveals co-working spaces are experiencing a revival. Commercial real estate agency Collier's research found flexible workspaces account for 4.5% of total office stock in Melbourne, a bump up from 1.7% in 2019, while in Sydney it has risen from 1% to 2.8%. What are your thoughts on this? What's going to happen to CBDs?
Well, see, I thought when the pandemic first hit, they were the most affected, because it's like, I'm not fucking going into a co-working space with a bunch of other people who I don't know from other companies. And now from the other side of it, you're starting to see more people shift towards that model, and I think it's cool. I think it's a real competitive space. I think there's so many different co-working spaces that are trying to create like a cool environment.
And really all you get is a chair and a desk, don't you?
Well, lots of them. But like some people, if you're doing a business by yourself and you're craving that connection and support and you might not have that, I think it's a good thing to go there and do that and just be involved. But it all depends. Like my old work, Just Digital People, they're in a WeWork now. And I remember us having our own office and your own... I personally like having my own space and just doing my... on calls and stuff. Like I just want to do my thing. So I don't know how I would go in a co-working space. I think
you'd be quite fine, mate. You'd be shaking hands, kissing babies.
Nah, see,
everyone want to spend a lot of time with you because you'd be pumping a lot of people's tires up, making them feel good about themselves, and then you'd be leaving, ghosting the party early because
that's what I do.
That's what you do.
I like co-working spaces who put on events and do things and try and stimulate their community, which is cool. But I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never really worked in a co-working. I just think
it makes sense. I'm interested to see. Like everyone's trying to get people back to the office. They're trying to say stop mandate. They reduced the mandate for working from home, and they're like, the mayor of Melbourne, all these things. Like you got to get back to the CBD. Like why?
Why?
Because old businesses need us to come back that have been there for years and years and years. That now it's like you can't stop what people want to do. It's like design paths.
Yeah.
We cover this
design lines.
Design lines. Yeah. It's like. People build the roads, the footpaths this way, but people want to walk over here, so that's where you get the path in the dirt on the
That's
grass.
a grouse. I was thinking about that the other day. Ever since, I don't know who was talking about that, but it's just stuck in my head. That's how I think about everything,
Users do what they want to do.
It's like a university. Didn't they build it on, there was this, I think I was watching it with you or reading it with you. they built the university like the thing, and they didn't build the shit around it because they wanted to see how the kids would walk there, where they'd go.
And then once they figured out where the paths were, that's where they built the paths.
That's where they built the paths.
Crazy.
And it's cool, you know, when you see like shortcuts and you might like a pathway or something, you just take that because you know
someone's done that.
Someone's done that. That's an interesting.
Smart.
That's a natural way of telling you that this is what we want.
All right, next one comes from Emma Ellsworthy, Smart Company. Online shopping takes nearly 10% longer to arrive in heavy rain. Here's what retailers should do to avoid delays ahead of La Nina.
I didn't think that was a thing.
As the east coast of Australia gears up for the third consecutive wet spring and possibly summer, retail businesses should be anticipating deliveries to take 9% longer than in drier years and make contingency plans now to prepare. That's according to data from retail logistics platform ShipIt, which services more than 3,500 retailers, including Target, Myer, Cotton On, Big W, in delivering some 40 million parcels across Australia. The Bureau of Meteorology has warned of a 70% chance of La Nina reforming this year, around triple the normal likelihood, increasing the probability of above average rainfall for northern and eastern Australia during spring and summer. ShipIt analysed Time Matrix weekly carrier transit times and found the average delivery in 2020 and 2021 took up to 9% longer to fulfill in heavy rain compared to finer weather conditions. In real hour terms, it means more than 80,000 courier drivers took an additional 7,200 hours to fulfill deliveries each year, leaving retailers dealing with customers frustrated by delivery delays. Thoughts?
Yeah. Do you reckon ShipIt are just making this study to cover for their lack of delivery? And because if we were stuffing up and stuff, you'd be blaming something else, wouldn't you?
Well, this isn't like, again, you know, when you paid for, I don't know if you bought anything during the middle of when the pandemic was flying, right?
Yeah.
And you're still paying, they're still charging you for express shipping.
Yeah.
But nothing was ever express, like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Like, that's not express.
No, that's a lie.
Stop selling it then.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone's struggling, but it's tough, isn't it? ShipIt. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think it's interesting to see how
weather can affect.
I
think that might be a little bit
climate changes. You know, like La Nina's real. Like that's
100%
happens in the floods.
But does that really affect? It's like people drive slow on the roads a little bit
for sure.
But
you wouldn't know. Have you?
No, but I mean,
have you ever driven in the rain?
No, I have only perfect conditions for me, mate. But I don't know, bro. I just think they're adding a bit of gravy on it because they've been a bit behind. Why wouldn't they post it? It's the incentive for them is to show that some things are out of our control.
Yeah.
Sorry, customers. So if you pay, they'll redirect people to this fucking article.
Yeah, I like that.
Don't you reckon? Like seriously, if I worked at ShipIt and we're getting all these customer complaints, what can we blame it on? El Nino might be an extra 2 minutes or whatever.
La Nina.
Whatever the fucking thing it is.
All right.
It's not a cyclone, bro.
Hey, well, let's get into the tips this week.
Yeah, what?
We've got the Funny Business Cup Friday night.
Yeah, hopefully I'm going. That'll be good. I'm going to wear the...
Cats versus Brisbane. You went to the game last week. You saw
My Lions.
Your Lions.
Me and Dad got there at
face paint was
5:30.
on. You were revving it up when Charlie Cameron...
Bro, it was funny. Me and Dad don't really do much when we watch the footy. Like I just literally
you like to sit in silence and watch the footy and talk a little bit about stuff as it comes.
A little bit. Do you?
Yeah.
Is that like
that's about it. Not much. I'm watching the footy. Leave me alone.
But we got there early and we were just like, fuck. We got there when the gates first opened, bro. We're in the Medallion Club. We're like, this is fucking sick. Whatever. Get there. First quarter, bro. I'm going. We're going to get beat by fucking 10 goals.
I thought you were.
We're playing pretty safe, and Richmond were on a roll. They missed some easy shots.
Yeah, they did.
Which cost them, I reckon. And then all I knew, me and Dad, was like, if we just hang in there by half time.
You play Melbourne?
Yeah, we play Melbourne. Reigning premiers. Straight sets. They won the first 10 of this year too. But when Archie kicked the one on the siren and then Hipwood kicked the one on the siren, just
is
kept
that a massive fail?
I think
Melbourne?
So, yeah.
Their ego was out of control.
It was a bit out of control.
At the end of their thing, they're talking about creating a dynasty. Yeah. It's like, hey, bro.
You've won one. Like, it's great. Fantastic.
Too much.
But imagine being a Melbourne supporter, you didn't even get to see a winning final. Out in straight sets.
Yeah.
Even last year. But
they were talking a dynasty.
Yeah.
Dynasty. You won one. That's fucking...
But they won the first 10, so that's why they probably got a bit of ahead of themselves. Then the
punch on happened.
Yeah, Melksham and stuff. And
they were in a bad streak though already then.
Yeah. And I just think, honestly, we probably got them at a good time. I think Sydney and Collingwood are a grouse team, and Geelong, I think, probably going to win it. So I'm never going to count us out. But when Charlie started, me and Dad were out of the chair. I don't know if I'd done the revs. I know you take the piss out of him. I might have revved it. I might have actually revved it when he kicked one of the goals. When he kicked it around the corner, and then Zach Bailey kicked one.
Yeah.
And then they started kicking a few.
You were up revving.
No, but then it was like 2 minutes to go, and they kicked a few. I'm like, fuck, we might lose this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it was pretty nerve wracking. But Friday night's going to be good. I love the Cats.
Friday night footy, and you're going to be there at the game.
6:50 start or something.
7:50 start.
No, it's not. Is it?
It says it on the screen, mate. I've got it.
Oh, maybe I'm just looking at
just relax.
Just
relax.
TV coverage, but I'm pretty happy.
Who's going to win this week? Is it? Oh, you have to back.
If I'm
back,
team. But yeah, I am. But if I'm backing with my head, I'm backing you guys. But if I'm backing with my heart, I'm backing us.
You're such a shit supporter. Back your team. They've won, what, 2 finals?
Don't say that.
1 final, 2 finals?
2 finals this year.
They're on a roll,
yeah, but the
bro.
top 4 play the better teams. You know what I mean? If you're in the top 4, you play the better teams. And I think Richmond, they probably haven't played well. They've lost a lot of games, close games. Yeah, that's the first team we beat.
Yeah.
And then we got Melbourne when they're just a bit ahead of themselves. So this is going to be real
big
hard.
challenge.
This is massive. Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Cats. I think they've, like you said, they've been the best team all year.
Yeah.
And if they lose this one, I think that's a fail.
That's a choke.
I think so.
Do you reckon that's a choke?
Brisbane shouldn't make the flag. Shouldn't make the big dance.
And I think if we just go down to you guys on Friday night, I think that's almost like a tick for us. We got better.
Yeah, you've won a couple of finals, bro.
And then next year,
have you ever won a final the last couple of years?
We won one against Richmond 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But we've won at the G and stuff. Honestly, I love the Cats. And if you guys beat us, I hope you win the flag, I suppose. But Collingwood, bro. Collingwood and Sydney's going to be a ripping game.
All right. In the final game, who have you got?
I've
Collingwood
got
or Sydney.
I've got
at the SCG.
Yeah.
Flights are through the roof. Any supporters want to go and buy tickets? They've put Alan Joyce, I was watching the news this morning and just saying, he's made like 75 mil in wages since 2012.
What are you doing, bro? Joycey.
75 mil.
He doesn't give a fuck about the people.
Taking $2 million handout.
Yeah.
His customer service is fucked.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a fuck, does he?
But I've got a feeling Collingwood might get up, but Sydney are underestimated. I reckon they've been playing grouse. Buddy's last game at the SCG, yes or no?
I think it'd be dumb for Sydney not to keep Buddy.
Yeah.
I just think
he had a stinker last game.
No,
Stephen May
he still impacted.
He did.
Game.
We got the free kick and stuff, and he takes attention, and he'll take the best defender. But
that's a hard job in itself. You know what I mean? You can't always kick the goals if he's taking the best player.
I've been one to keep Buddy. I like Buddy. But the last game he played, he want to play better.
I'm going to go Sydney for the win.
Yeah.
Sydney to knock off Collingwood, who are on a roll, playing extremely well.
Sydney Geelong Granny.
Sydney Geelong Granny would be crazy. I'd love to watch a Sydney Geelong Granny.
What about a Brisbane Collingwood?
Would be just not worth watching.
Oh, it'd be the best, I reckon.
I reckon that's boring.
I'd be worried
Geelong Sydney's sick.
No, I'd be worried about playing Collingwood though. But just because they're you can tell the
Geelong Collingwood Granny would be good too though.
Yeah, well the other final was off its head.
Yeah,
and I think you're going to play, do you play differently? All right, if it's a knockout, you're going to play differently, aren't you?
I don't know.
Nah. Have you ever played a knockout and then won the elimination final where the loser gets another?
Yeah.
Have you played them?
As a junior.
But do you feel the
finals is just finals,
when you know that you're not really out when you're losing? I know you're trying real hard,
as
but
a junior,
there's more to go.
We were too good a team, bro. We were thumping the other team. I remember playing one game.
Juniors, mate, shout out
to the Abbas boys on the calls. Hamish Moore, Josh Toy, Dave Fay. We were first, they were second in the first final. We beat them by 130 points, bro. 130.
Josh Toy.
Hey, if you're listening, Joshy, I hope you've probably still got nightmares about that game, but we thumped you under 14s or 16s.
All I remember about Joshy Toy, he's kick.
Oh, he was a beautiful
He had
kick.
a really good kick, didn't he?
The best kick.
Yeah, and you know why I liked him as well? Because he was going bald, and I'm bald.
Yeah.
So any player who's losing it a little bit, I've always got big respect for.
Hey, we're up and about in the footy this week, and before we let you go,
yesterday
we dropped our episode with David Swan.
Yeah, Dane Swan, wasn't it?
Dane Swan, yeah. David Swan.
He's a Swans man.
He's a Swans man. If you haven't gone back and checked that episode out, it's an absolute belter. He was the editor of the top 100 innovator.
He is the editor. He's not was.
Well, it's already out.
He's the technology editor at The Australian.
Yeah, I know, but it was already the report's out.
The top 100 innovators, Australian innovators.
Yeah, you haven't seen that list that
but it's out every year though. So past tense,
Past tense. Well, if he's good, I don't know.
You would just cut that. You didn't make literally. We're like, let's get David Swan on and fucking ask him why the fuck aren't we on there?
Get on the list, bro.
And then we forget. Don't ask me. That was his thing. Don't ask. Just let me write about what I think's interesting.
I'll tell you what else has been going off. What? Our conspiracy theory on TikTok.
Look, maybe on
Sophie
the coins
Vance.
we could have Rob Irwin maybe on the coins instead of the queen.
Like unhinged conspiracy theories. There's a lot of hate. People didn't really like us talking about big bad Steve Irwin or just even mentioning his name. Hey, I didn't know what happened. We saw a kangaroo the other day and we thought he was coming back to kill us.
Oh no, honestly, people say disrespectful to Irwins. I just think Sophie just said it was unhinged conspiracy. She didn't say it was fucking true.
Yeah.
But people just, I don't know, people just love it, don't they? Oh, it's our first TikTok video that's actually, if you look at our things, we average about 600, 700 plays.
Nearly 400,000.
Yeah.
That's a good little video.
To be honest, bro, the more I was saying, I hope it doesn't go that viral.
Yeah, not too much.
I just want a mini viral because I don't want to be on the project or anything, but fucking interesting stuff in it. So
anyway, hope you have a sick week. More episodes coming at you, and See you later. Bye.